What's up, everybody? It's Matt with Flight Sim Guides, and we're gonna check something out today. We're looking at the flight controls. We're looking at two yokes, and I'm gonna look at the difference between the LG yoke and the Yoko yoke by VF. That's Virtual Fly. I pulled this desk out so I could kind of get to some things. Since the last time you guys have seen this, I did put up the, I don't even know what that would be considered as a monitor stand, where I put my 49-inch monitor, which is still sitting back here in the box, by the way. And it would just set up here on a Visa mount right here. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. So today what I want to look at is these two yokes, the LG and the Yoko. And I just want to have an honest discussion. We're not going to be getting into any flight, like actual flight in X-Plane. As you can see, I don't have a PC. I don't have my Mac. I don't have anything really set up here to do that with. But they work. They'll work like I say they're going to work. So you'll just have to take my word for that until I get them set up later. But I figured since I had these here and we could talk about them side by side, let's do that. So the LG yoke is going to come in at about $179, and it comes with the throttle quadrant. So it's the levers so that you can do that. That plugs into here. I believe it's back here, and it also has, looks like 3 additional USB. So this is actually its own little USB port. Plus, it connects into the throttle quadrant, and then you just have the one USB, which is hard corded here. You just plug that in. So there's some, honestly, there's some really good benefits to having that set up there. So you're actually saving a little bit of cordage, and only one of those has to go into your PC. So if you're short on USB spots, that thing's going to be really helpful. Now, this thing here, which is cool, is you'll see that this is basically a USB port. So I could plug this in here, and if I can get it, there we go. Now I can throw this off the side, throw that into the basket on the back side, save a little bit of space there. And then the back side, which is actually these two blue cords, just plug that into the PC or into the USB hub, okay? So lots of different ways we can go. We're looking at ways to, configure our cables as well. So here's my thoughts on this thing. I think this is honestly pretty good, especially if you're beginning at or starting your journey as a home flight simulator enthusiast. I would do this again. This was actually the first thing that I ever bought as far as building my flight sim at home, just to see how it worked out. And we actually bought it. So funny story, we got it for my father-in-law, and he has home flight simulator. He's a pilot. He's retired. He doesn't fly anymore, but he does a lot of simming, but he likes the joystick. So he didn't, he actually gave it back. That's where my journey began. I was like, all right, let me play around with it. And that turned into a lot of other things. So I still like this. I think it's great. It does feel like Fisher Price. It looks like a 5-year-old just started their journey as a flight sim enthusiast. It feels plastic and cheap in your hands, but as far as functionality, it works pretty good. So you got your coolie hats, you got your buttons, PTT, there's another one back here. There, it's got a timer on the front, which is great if you're doing some flying with instruments and want an egg timer without having an egg timer. So I actually like the idea of just literally carrying like a little egg timer in the airplane, and just setting it to like 20 minutes. And it actually makes a loud ringing sound. So that way you can swap your gas tanks every 20 minutes or whatever, depending on the aircraft you're in. If you're in a Cessna, high wing, you've got gravity feed and both, so the both selector on your side. So you don't actually have to do that. So, let's look at this here. So this has a lot of the same buttons, the left and right trim, elevator trim. So you can trim up and down. Both of them have that. Both of them have the coolie hat on it. This thing here. The big difference between these two is this thing is heavy duty. This thing's like, it's like 30 pounds. The thing's rugged as crap. Like you could probably throw it at a wall and it would go through all your drywall and still be okay when you went to set it up. I can't guarantee the same thing for this. Now, you'll see in my last video that I think one of my previous videos that we discussed, I talked about altimeter motives, and they have like a 6-pack that you can purchase, and it comes with a mount on it, and you can set it on the LG or the Honeycomb. This thing is where that would mount. So you would take out the appropriate little hex screws here, and then you would be able to mount that to the top of the LG or to the top of a Honeycomb mount. And then you have, as you're sitting here, you could be doing your flying, and then you'd have your 6-pack sitting right there. Guys, you can't do that. You might be able to rig something up, but you're not going to have that with this here. So, did you know that I actually created a program called the Quick Build Blueprint for your home flight simulator? It's going to show you guys real quick, give you guys the basics of how to design your own home flight simulator, get avionics, which flight controls to get. We're going to walk you through every step, exactly how to build your home flight simulator, VR or not VR, PC or Mac, all that good stuff, Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane. Basically, we've curated all of the best videos so that you guys can learn how to create your own home flight simulator. Links down in the description. Go grab yourself a copy. Now, these two are the only two setups. I mean, I could have had my stay level avionics panel, and I'll throw a picture up if I remember. Both of these will fit into the same hole for the stay level avionics panel. So the panel actually sits over the top of this. These mount to well, this one would mount to the table if I knew where the mount was, but I don't know where the mount went. You definitely want to mount it to something, otherwise it's just loosey-goosey all over the place. This thing here, I do have the mount for because it's attached to the bottom of this, and this is going to give you a lot of stability, left, right, forward. It's going to give you everything you need. It feels like it's going to stay in one place. This thing does have a cord. Like this one's here has the hard, it's hard corded. This one is not. So it does come with a USB, the larger USB, and then you would plug that into the same spot. You can plug it in right there, or directly into the PC into a powered USB hub. It's up to you where you want to put that. But you definitely, this one, like I'm giving that a yank and it's pulling on the whole table there. So this thing has definitely got some tension behind the springs. You might be able to fix that. You might be able to fix the tension, like break this open and actually rework the tension if you didn't want it to be so tight. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the big difference between these two, your price, durability, reliability, they're both about the same reliability. They both worked fine. They both work the same way. For whatever reason, they both kind of have a little bit of a tendency to kind of lean left. So I assume that that's probably a software issue, and probably, or maybe not enough right rudder, potentially as well. So that is the only thing that I've seen between these two. So I'm guessing it's software and not the actual unit itself. Those are my thoughts. I think this one is around $800 or more. I think when I got it, I think I got it for $700 or $800. But I think if you were to go buy one of these today, I think they're around $1,200 to $1,500. So big difference between the two. Hey, sorry, just breaking in. I wanted to look up the actual price on this. So it's $11.95 in euro. I'm not sure what the US exchanges on that. It might be a little bit more or less in USD. What I also saw, I saw this at the Flight Sim Expo a couple years ago, the Flight Sim Yoke, the Yoko Neo by Virtual Fly. It's a slightly smaller, it's still rugged. It's a limited time or a limited edition, so they say it's been here for a few years. High quality flight yoke. I think it pretty much does the same thing as the Flight Sim Yoke, the Yoko Plus here, but it's really nice with the leather trim on it. So if you're looking for that upgraded trim with the leather package there, and you want the latest and greatest, that one is running $18.95. So depending on how deep your pockets go and what you want to put into this, from what I could tell, they both pretty much do the same thing. But just wanted to bring that up. But they both do the same thing, and they both work pretty much the same way. I think for the reliability factor, I would go and the not the reliability factor, but I think for what you can do with these things, I would do one of these definitely, especially if you're just getting started. There's no need to go all in on super expensive stuff, but if you really want that, this thing feels tight. It's like Piper. This thing's like a Cessna 150. You can manhandle the crap out of this thing and fly all over the place. But I would do, if I had to do this all over again, I would probably do this, this or the Honeycomb. The Honeycomb has a switch panel built in and some other features that are pretty cool. And you can still mount the 6-pack on top of it. So those are my thoughts. I'm not going to go too much more in depth on this because you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk. But hopefully I'll have more for you the next time we make a video. And I will catch up with you guys here in another video. Take care. Hey, if you haven't already done so, head over to EliteSimBuild.com, grab a copy of our home flight simulator resource guide. Do that thing where you click the button, give us your email address, and we will send you a copy of our simulator guides where you can get the resource list, the avionics reviews, a panel blueprint, so that way you guys can send that off to your panel guy, get all the parts and pieces that you need. You'll know exactly what software to pick up so you can get your Cessna 172 flight simulator built today.